Hello everyone and welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy Heroes guide for the Grand Inquisitor event. This is a pretty nasty event in terms of RNG checks on some of the fights, so remodding for this is going to be 100% needed and what I would recommend so that you shouldn't be required to do as many restarts. And at the end I will go over the mod setup that I used across all the tiers, so if you do find this video helpful, a like and comment is always much appreciated, and don't forget to hit that sub button down below. But anyway, let's jump straight into the video. So this is the first one against Luminara. It's a pretty straightforward one. Keep second sister out, you can only take 4 on this one. Let's take the other 4. And yeah, there's not really too much to say about this one. Pretty straightforward, just save your specials for Luminara and then you should be okay. See, as long as you haven't done a remod. We have Luminara. So as you can see, I'm using 5th Brother lead as well. 5th Brother is going to be really important for this. I use him in all missions, or all tiers I should say, except for the Grandmaster Yoda and the Kenobi one. When we get to those fights, I'll explain some other ones that you can use in terms of who you have in the lead slot. Next, we have the Ezra one. This is probably the one with the most RNG checks, and probably one that you might have to do a couple of restarts until you can get the lineup right. But now you get to take all 5. Same again with 5th Brother lead. The big one that's going to be a big help in here is the blind and the foresight that you get from 7th Sister and 8th Brother. So make sure you don't use those specials against Grand Inquisitor. It's going to be super helpful in order to get Ezra down in the next wave. So now we face off against Ezra. Obviously he's going to mark whoever is the weakest. So luckily we got blind on there to start. Now we can hit up 9th Sister and get foresight, which obviously stops him hitting. So it's also important to know that with the purge stacks, if you get enough when it's 9th Sister go, you can actually use the middle special, which I do believe we do at some point here, which gives him dots, which obviously does a lot of damage to him because he has such a high health pool. Did unfortunately lose 5th Brother, but he's not important. As long as we've got our 2 blind, our blind and our foresight provider, we should be fine. They get to go for a stun. Obviously, once he's 5 stacks or above with second sister, you can go for a stun, which can't be resisted, which is quite good for stopping him from taking a turn, of course, because he does hit very hard when he takes his turn. Any sort of offense down you get on him is going to really help you out, and we finish him there. Next, I think we have, is it Ahsoka? No, it's Kanan next. This is one's pretty straightforward as well. 5th Brother lead again, and this one is all about healing immunity. You need to be landing healing immunity on Kanan to obviously stop him healing up so much. So you want to try and keep all the purge stacks on him as long as possible. So you're only using the abilities that allow him to keep his healing immunity, like 8th Brother's Bladed Hilt. That'll keep healing immunity on him. But most of the time you don't want to be using anything that can stop him having purge stacks, because once he has high purge stacks, he'll keep his healing immunity on him. So is one of the ways to get it done. Obviously doing a heal there to start. I'll just build up purge stacks so we can try and get healing immunity. We get on that AoE there. Now we're just trying doing everything to slow him down, get all the buffs on him with turn meter. Could have done Bladed Hilt there, but I just chose not to. So just so we can keep the stacks on him. Probably could have done the middle there with 9th Sister, and that would have killed Kanan when he took his turn. But it is what it is. This one's still pretty straightforward, even if you do make a couple of mistakes. It's got a nice turn meter removal on 2nd Sister's droid ability. As I'll use it here. And I do believe he dies. Now we have the Ahsoka mission. This one is the same again. I'm using 5th brother lead, but you can actually use 7th sister if you do happen to have her Zeta lead, but I don't think it's necessary. So if you don't have that lead Zeta and looking for an alternative for 5th brother if it's not working, you can use 2nd sister here for the extra damage output, because Ahsoka's wave does take quite a while with 5th brother's lead, but it does give you the extra survivability and control that you need. So this one, you are wanting to actually try and let Ahsoka Tano keep her retribution when you have foresight. So healing as soon as possible, getting that foresight, and when she takes a turn, she should get retribution, which obviously when she then counters, she gains a stack of that block debuff, which reduces all her stats. So that can stack up to 10, and that'll make Ahsoka a lot easier to kill. So you're basically just doing specials or basics wherever just to make sure that she counters. And trying to use big hitting specials when we can to get more retribution again. Not retribution, sorry, foresight. So that she does get retribution on her next go. We'll obviously get some dodges and we'll be able to stack up those debuffs on her. Burning there, which is nice. This footage is sped up, so this obviously would have been taking a while. Get foresight again here, and then now we'll be able to get those extra 2 or 3 stacks that we needed to reduce her stats the most. And now she's at 10 stacks, she is completely the lowest she can be in terms of her negative status effects that she gets from that debuff. So hopefully this should be pretty straightforward after you get to that point. It's just whittling her down and hopefully killing her before it takes a turn and cleanses all the debuffs of her. See, exposures are really good here. Try and use them when possible, because the max health damage that you'll do on her is a lot. And things like burning from 8th brother's middle special is going to really help. Just be careful with 9th sister's middle special. It doesn't actually apply the dots because the Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum is, I believe, immune to dots. Got burning and then she dies to the burning, so very nice there. Next we have, I believe, Grandmaster Yoda. So this one's 2nd sister lead. Yeah, this is Grandmaster Yoda. So using 2nd sister lead just because of the extra offense. I have seen people using 8th brother lead because they think that the blind will apply. So the blind will actually apply from 8th brother's lead in this event because Grandmaster Yoda applies foresight with both his last special, which is obviously the spread buffs one, and his basic. So it doesn't come from a unique ability, which is what 8th brother's lead ability stipulates. So you're not actually gaining any benefit from using 8th brother here. So I would just use 2nd sister lead to gain for the extra offense, because Grandmaster Yoda is going to hit you hard. Hopefully you'll be able to keep him under control. One thing to bear in mind is that for a dispel, 7th sister's dispel is the only one that can dispel through the foresight. That 5th brother requires you to have no foresight on the Grandmaster Yoda in order to actually dispel, so just keep that in mind. Obviously, saving your dispels for when they actually do have buffs is going to be really helpful. So like here, I could have done the dispel there, but obviously went for a heal because we were quite low. And I did a special there with 5th brother because it gives everyone protection up, so a bit more survivability. I just basically, yeah, for 6 stacks. I went for an armor shred here. Armor shred really helps. If you can land the armor shred on Grandmaster, you're going to kill him really easily afterwards, because his defense stats are not too great. As you'll see, we'll start hitting a bit harder now. Healing up when possible. For basic. Basic again. Special can hit through the foresight as well on 2nd sister, so keep that in mind too. I believe we finish. I've got a bit of fortune of a dodge there, but luckily Fifth Brother's there to clean up afterwards. And now we move on to Maul. This one again, you can use Second Sister lead if you want, but I chose to use Fifth Brother just for the extra survivability in the Maul wave. Same thing with, as usual, Grand Inquisitors. First wave, you want to have your 7th Sister start, use the middle special to get the days and ability block just to slow him down a little bit, and then try and save specials and use heals where appropriate, basically. Because he is going to be really annoying when he does his AoE ability block, because you can't do any of your specials for healing or anything, and he will just heal back up to full. So now we move on to Maul. This one can be a bit tricky. Has a few RNG checks that you do need to pass as well. If we had a Dispel to start off with, that would have been a lot better, but we didn't, unfortunately. So now we can keep reducing his turn meter, keep him at 6 stacks, and then we go for a Armor Shred. Obviously, like with Grandmaster Yoda, landing the Armor Shreds does make them a lot easier to kill when you can. So make sure that when you see someone with 5 Purge stacks or above, and it's 8th Brother's turn, you have the Bladed Hilt available, use that, because that's going to really help you out. Make this event a lot easier. Always use your heal on the weakest ally, because it does more healing for everyone. And like with the like Ezra's mission, you can actually use the middle special here on Ninth Sister to land those dots. So obviously you get 6 dots when Dispel the Purge, and that really does help the amount of damage you can get put out. Just make sure you actually have like Tenacity down or something like that, because it's going to make your life a lot easier, because that'll actually kind of guarantee that the dots will actually land when you use that special. As you can see, we're just slowly whittling them down, landing Burning, which is good. Burning's really good if you can get that landed. Nice stun there. And there's a little dot damage, and then we finish. Now we move on to the last one, which is the only one you use 8th Brother lead. So this one is where 8th Brother's lead applies. So the General Kenobi does actually apply Foresight through his unique ability. So every time he is going to gain that in the second wave, he will obviously blind himself, which is going to stop him hitting really hard, which he does. GK doesn't normally hit hard for us, but in this event he hits like an absolute truck. So you've got to keep that in mind. Also bear in mind that when he uses his cleanse, it will give him the opposite buffs. But normally you have enough dispels on the team that it's not really an issue most of the time. Just want to keep your Taunt up on Night Sister as long as possible. I do believe my Night Sister gets one shot in this near the end, which was quite amusing to me when I was doing the event. So using blinds and everything when possible. Blind doesn't affect the what would be the Master Assist ability on the last special, but it does affect his basic, which still does a lot of damage as well. So it's important to note that. But it's really impossible to tell what ability they're going to use because they don't have any cooldowns. So if one of you guys does die early on before you even got him low, I would just restart, because it's not worth the hassle trying to kill him at that point, because once your tank's dead, it's going to be super hard. There again with the Armor Shred, really helpful. And now we can just kill him. This is where he one-shots. Yeah, there you go. Just over 100k damage or something ridiculous. Yeah. That is the event, and we did unlock Grand Inquisitor, as you're about to see, and we were able to take him straight to R7. Was missing a couple of shock prods to take him into gear 13, but we just bought those with crystals, and then obviously I've taken him straight to R7 because I'm planning on giving him his Datacron for this next set. And also, I'm going to be relicking my whole Inquisitor squad up to Relic 7 in order to get Reaver Shards, so hopefully we'll be able to get those. So I hope you have enjoyed it, and I hope that's helped. And we will now go through all the modding for the team, if you're interested in that. So as you can see, the other one with the speed set is 9th sister, 8th brother, 7th sister, and 5th brother. All have a offense and health set, or in 7th sister's case, a tenacity set, because I was just looking for high speed mods. And then 2nd sister's the only one that I've modded with a crit damage set and crit chance set, because she does have a lot of crit damage being an attacker, so it does make sense for to mod her for crit damage, even though sometimes in some of the cases there was crit damage immunity. Most of the time you are able to actually crit, so allowing you the most damage output is going to really help you out. So the 2nd sister, I would definitely recommend doing some crit damage modding. So I'll quickly show you the mods that I had on her. So you've got speed arrow, crit damage triangle, offense, cross, protection, circle. That could be a protection or health circle, just whatever's got really high speed, just use that there. See defense and offense. See lots of high secondary speeds and offense where possible. 33% offense on that, even with the crit damage set, so it's going to really help out with the damage output. See 70% damage and 24% crit chance, with 150 in extra speed. Then we have 5th brothers, like I mentioned, has an offense and health set. So he has speed arrow, crit damage triangle again, offense cross, health circle, and lots of high speed secondaries as well, lots of health and durability to obviously make sure that we get that extra 48% health and lots of extra stats. 143 speed on that set, 42% crit damage. And 7th sister, again with an offense set, but this time it's tenacity set. Tenacity set's not important, I just went for that because of the high speed secondaries that I needed. So speed arrow again, crit damage triangle, protection cross, protection circle, then obviously defense, lots of defense and offense secondaries, and obviously high speed as well. Went with protection here just because I just felt 7th sister was getting marked easy in the Ezra Bridger mission is what I was going to say. So that allowing her to have a bit of extra health pool kind of made her survive a bit better, so she didn't get marked because she's really important in that mission. So it's 154 speed with 58% protection, 15% health, 31% offense, and then 42% crit damage. So nothing too crazy there, but she needs to be the fastest on the team, so make sure she's got a really fast set. She needs to be going first in all the tiers, ideally. An 8th brother, health and offense set. Health arrow, a offense triangle. I felt like he was doing more damage with offense triangle over a crit damage one, so that's why I've gone with offense. And an offense cross, a health circle, a offense with secondary, sorry, is what I'm trying to say. Get my words all tongue twisted. And then another offense with high speed again. Looking for potency and health and anything that's like going to really help out. Obviously, a nice high offense on that arrow, and then a bit of extra potency on the circle, because his debuff's going to be really important in a lot of missions. And then last but not least, we have 9th sister, who's the only one with a speed set. So she has speed arrow, protection triangle, protection cross, protection circle, and then looking for protection secondaries where possible on the square and diamond, and obviously lots of high speed and everything else. So her set to giving her 78% protection, 22% health, 22% offense, 51% defense, 136 speed plus the 10% that you get from the full speed set, and a bit of extra potency obviously to help with landing debuffs and things. So that is all the modding. So thank you very much for watching, and I shall catch you in the next one.